What's going on, YouTube? Ferocity here. I hope you guys are doing well. It's been just over a week since Modern Warfare 3 released, and I think I've found the perfect word to summarize the Modern Warfare 3 experience. Frustrating. Through and through, the Modern Warfare 3 experience is frustrating. Frustrating experiences such as skill-based matchmaking. What a frustrating thing that is. Why is that still in the game? Why is it as harsh as it is? Why don't they try to adjust it in some way, shape, and form so that, the community isn't so pissed off about it? How about the Armory system? What a stupid system that is, right? That causes a lot of frustration. Armory system that restricts how many things you can unlock at a certain time, forces you to do mind-numbing daily challenges. Yes, they fixed it a little bit, but still, it's a system that makes no sense and frankly is frustrating. How about the overabundance of attachments that we see here in Modern Warfare 3, none of which you're probably going to use? You're going to find your 4 or 5 attachments that you're going to have on every single gun, and you're going to say, to hell with the rest of them. Pretty stupid and pointless. What about the campaign that we experienced? Or a glorified open world DMZ experience that frankly was lackluster and just not very good? What about that? Frustrating as well. How about the awful servers and packet bursts you've been experiencing over the first week or so of this game? Frustrating. All of these issues and more that we experience every single day cause moments of frustration. It's very clear that Modern Warfare 3 has one goal, and that is not to center this game's experience around the player first. The goal is to frustrate the player at every turn. It is not to allow the player to have that enjoyable experience that they deserve, that they paid for. Honestly, it feels the more and more I play Modern Warfare 3, the more and more I realize this game is not finished. It's not polished. It's so rough around the edges and needs some major work. And sure, Sledgehammer Games has made some slight adjustments here and there. They've made some quality of life improvements, but the game is still far from finished. It's still far from where it should be at this current stage. Now, honestly, not all of it is Sledgehammer's fault. Some of this does fall on the shoulders of Activision, making bad decisions. Call of Duty HQ being one of them. What a terrible decision that is. This UI passing past the test part of the development process. A bad decision. A frustrating decision. And all the things I brought up so far in this commentary, these are impediments. These are barriers for every single player in this game. Sure, some of them might ignore it, but for the majority of us, we can't ignore it. It is one of those things that impedes our enjoyment of the Call of Duty experience. And when you have a Call of Duty experience like Modern Warfare 3 that induces this much frustration, the question is, why do you even play it? And that's going to be the problem. This game's not going to have any staying power because there's too many things in this game that frustrate the everyday player. Now, I'm not saying that video games need to be all perfect, all sunshines and rainbows, and can't have frustrating aspects to them. That's one of the enjoyments of gaming, is overcoming obstacles. However, when the obstacles are the core gameplay experience, it's a little bit harder to ignore. It's a little bit harder to overcome those obstacles and barriers. That's the issue with Modern Warfare 3, is they put far more obstacles in the way of player enjoyment than trying to bulldoze them. The old Call of Duty games were simplistic. They allowed the player to enjoy themselves however they wanted to. They could try hard, they could not. They could use meme classes or they could use the meta. And everybody at the end of the day could have some sort of fun. In Modern Warfare 3, a lot of that's torn down. There's no casual playlist either. There's no more infected. There's no more prop hunt. There's no more snipers only. There's no more Michael Myers. It feels as if you don't want to play this game like it's a game battles match. You're not going to play this game or you're not going to enjoy yourself. The Call of Duty experience in 2023 is to piss the player off as much as possible, make them buy things and not really enjoy the overall game. That's how it feels, at least. I know this might not be the intention, but every single decision that Sledgehammer and Activision has made with Modern Warfare 3 feels as if it's a direct attack on the player base, a direct impediment to the player overall experience. And that's not a good thing. Especially when you have a game like this that lacks an identity, lacks a soul, lacks any type of vision or direction from the developer. And not only does this fall on Sledgehammer Games. Like I said, this falls on Activision as well. When you give a team, a development team, only 16 months to develop something that's supposed to be the next evolution in your biggest franchise, it's not enough. And frankly, all of our criticisms, all of our disappointments, all of our frustration can be pointed directly at Activision over Sledgehammer Games. Sure, they've made some bonehead decisions, Armory being one of them, but the majority of the problems that face Modern Warfare 3 are directly caused by decisions that were made by Activision. And that's why it's so frustrating right now being a Call of Duty player, because it feels as if you might be able to get some small changes made, but nothing big ever happens because Activision is never paying attention. They're never listening. They never care about their player base. They care about that bottom line. They're trying to ensure they make as much money as possible. They're trying to make sure that they increase that revenue year over year, regardless of what happens to the player base. They rip away the identity of the game to instead exchange it for this smorgasbord of nonsense. I keep calling it that, but that's what it is. When you hop in a game of Call of Duty, you're met with animals, trees, woodland creatures, and superheroes. That's what we have now in Call of Duty. We don't have that nitty-gritty identity anymore. And honestly, I'm not saying we need that. But when you have all of these different caricatures of different events or whatever you want to call it, bundles, it just saturates the experience. It makes the experience feel less authentic, feel less lively. And I'm not saying that Call of Duty was oozing with life or oozing with innovation before, but at least it felt like it was a cohesive experience. It felt like one game to another, things were changing for the better. You were getting a different experience, but it was still staying true to the overall identity of Call of Duty. And that's what's been so frustrating about Modern Warfare 3, is there is a little bit of that classic identity here, but it feels as if everything else that we've talked about already in this video is getting in the way of that enjoyable potential experience that Modern Warfare 3 has. And I don't think that Modern Warfare 3 would be as frustrating if it didn't have so much potential, and we knew that Sledgehammer Games was able to realize that potential and be able to fulfill what we need this game to fulfill. But as it stands right now, I just don't feel as if we're able to get there. And I want the game to get there. You know, I saw that Modern Warfare 2 had potential. Infinity Ward didn't care. But it seems as if Sledgehammer Games is at least going to take some steps to try to progress this game in a positive direction. So maybe, just maybe, this frustrating experience that we have now in November won't be that way come January, February, March. That's the hope. That's the wish. But I'm going to stay critical of this game until they provide me reasons not to be critical. I'm going to continue to be honest about the experience that I have within this game, even if it becomes positive. That's what I want, and I think that's what this community wants, is for our experience to move from this negative feeling to a positive feeling, to an opportunity to actually have a really solid game. So yes, Modern Warfare 3 is a frustrating experience right now, but it doesn't have to be that way. If Sledgehammer Games can tackle some of these impediments, some of these barriers, and at the end of it, make it be a better game, the game could actually be quite solid. It could be quite good, but it's going to take some time, it's going to take some effort, and it's going to take some work. So let's hope that Sledgehammer Games is up to the task and that they're willing to put the effort in to get the game that we all deserve. So that's it for today's video. I'd love to hear your thoughts down below in the comment section. And as always, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. If you want to see more videos from me, please hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys next time.